Hi, my name is Noor Rushida Ismail and I'm here to share on my interest topic, improving the retention rates of preschool teachers in Singapore. Let me begin by providing a brief background of the current state in Singapore's preschool teaching workforce. Today's preschools are concerned about retaining teachers. Extensive research says the reasons for high teacher turnover are due to low pay, high job stress, poor workplace support, and lack of adequate training. This is a serious issue because mainly it imposes negative effects on children. My topic aims to explore ways in retaining preschool teachers. It is not intended to explore ways in attracting new entrants, hence only the former will be discussed. To answer the question of what is necessary to improve the retention rates of preschool teachers in Singapore, I'll structure my presentation in terms of how it can be addressed internally by employers and externally by government agencies. Internally, there are two ways in which teachers can be retained. Firstly is by improving work conditions through salary increment as well as non-contact time. Secondly, by providing better training. Externally, on the other hand, teachers can be retained through public awareness of preschool teachers' professional status and funding support from government agencies on teacher salaries and training. Let me start with the internal perspective. Internally, employers can help to improve work conditions via salary increment. Boyd 2013 mentioned that low pay in preschool is why teachers are leaving the sector to teach probably older children in the public school system. The starting pay was $1,840 for diploma-trained preschool teachers compared to $1,920 for diploma-trained primary school teachers, sourced from the Ministry of Manpower 2013. Boyd further said that preschool teachers' salaries must be increased, otherwise employers will continue to lose the most qualified teachers. Bridges Fuller Huang and Hammer were also able to prove that teachers were less likely to leave their jobs when they are given salary incentives. On the other side of the argument, while salaries should be raised, Jovanovic 2013 acknowledges that parents will be the ones who will ultimately need to pay for the salary changes through increased preschool fees. Most parents will not be excited to know this, that they have to spend even more for their child's preschool expenses without understanding the rationale of the situation. Although increasing salary may seem like the best thing to do, it can create a detrimental culture amongst preschool teachers in that each time they are not happy with their pay, they just have to mention their intention to leave and they get paid higher. Ironically yet interestingly, Jovanovic also found that when teachers leave, their colleagues are the ones who will get the promotions for doing extra work. Fennick, Waniganayake, and Fleet 2009 argued that money may not be everything to some preschool teachers. They just want to make a difference and be acknowledged for their work. Hence, raising salaries may not necessarily make them stay. My next point, in which employers can help to improve work conditions internally, is via introducing non-contact time. Jovanovic says that preschool teachers take their core and routine work with children seriously, including their piles of paperwork, such as observation records of children, regulatory documents, and so on. However, time is always not on their side. They normally have to sacrifice personal time to complete their tasks, compromising their health and well-being. To address this, perhaps teachers could be given a day of non-contact time, not having to work directly with children, where they can complete their paperwork within workplace settings. On the other hand, introducing non-contact time can incur higher costs to the employer as the engagement of a relief teacher is necessary to make sure the teacher-child ratio in the classroom is met. Relief teachers may also not be able to carry out tasks as required and may further add work to the class teacher upon his or her return unless the relief teachers are well trained. Which brings me to my next point. Internally, employers can help to provide better training. Jovanovic highlighted that preschool teachers who are interested to attain their career goals in the industry will stay. She said teachers are more positive to attend training, which are not only relevant to their work, but those with well-articulated career progression. Bridges Fuller Huang and Hammer found that preschool teachers can be retained through ongoing training. Other authors see mentoring as a subset of induction, which can actually be considered as part of training. Mentoring is key to embrace positive and integrated school culture and is a successful way to retain new preschool teachers. Jovanovic says teachers' involvement in choosing their mentors also supported their retention. Although ongoing interactions and discussion amongst colleagues that lead to the easy exchange of work tasks has been found to support their retention, Jovanovic argues that transfer of learning to the workplace is less effective when preschool leaders do not value or seek to implement the ideas of the teachers who have just shared from the training. This could actually extinguish teachers' passion for learning. Next, I am moving on to the external perspective. Externally, government agencies can create public awareness of preschool teachers' professional status. Hale Jinks, North and Campbell 2006 found that people perceive preschool teachers' jobs as not a real job. There appears to be a lack of understanding, appreciation, and recognition in what preschool teachers really do for children, not just among their close kin, but also society at large. They also highlight that society still tends to neglect preschool teachers by not listening enough. Drawing a comparison with primary school teachers, the latter seems more respected. Jovanovic says governments must do something to educate society about the high-quality, educated care preschool teachers contribute to children's crucial early years. Intention to leave may well fade away when teachers feel that their profession is respected. A different school of thought says, although it is good for preschool teachers to gain recognition in the same way that primary school teachers do, if uncontrolled, could cause some of them to take advantage of the situation and demand much more than the benefits they are getting, or else they will leave, thus further going back to where the issue starts, in retaining them. Next, externally also, government agencies can maintain or improve funding support for teachers' salaries and training. Under the wage credit scheme introduced in Budget 2013, the government co-funds 40% of wage increases given to Singapore citizen employees earning a gross monthly wage of 4,000 and below in 2013 to 2015. Only employers are eligible for the co-funding, sourced from Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore 2013. To give firms more time to adjust to rising wages in the tight labour market, the government will extend the Wage Credit Scheme (WCS) for 2 more years, 2016 and 2017, but with reduced level of co-funding. Over the period of 2016 to 2017, the government will co-fund 20% instead of 40% of wage increases given to Singaporean employees earning a gross monthly wage of 4,000 and below. In 2013, the Early Childhood Development Agency also introduced a 3-year professional development program to help potential preschool staff or teachers develop their careers through new certifiable courses and cash incentives. The above government interventions have not just help employers cope with financial strains, but also help in retaining employees. On the other side of the coin, the downside is that these funding mechanisms have expiry dates tied to them. Employers, especially smaller operators in preschool, worry about what will become of them once the funding ceases. Hence, funding should be maintained or even improved for sustainability in preschool services especially. Stagnant salaries are likely to result in tackling teacher turnover all over again. To sum up, retention rates of preschool teachers in Singapore can be improved. I've shared what can be done internally by employers and externally by government agencies. Internally, employers can improve work conditions. Number one, by increasing salary and introducing non-contact time. But these could heavily impact financial aspects of the service as well as number two, providing better training to teachers but taking a bottoms-up approach where teachers' voices, teachers' interests must be heard. Externally, government agencies can firstly educate the public in respecting the roles of preschool teachers in their child's development, as well as secondly, maintain or improve funding support for teacher salaries and training. These solutions could be the first steps in winning over preschool teachers and convince them to stay and not stray. Thank you for listening.